And then to hear Jess say that like she doesn't feel as close, or she feels like we might not even be friends anymore because we're like, we don't ever talk. I'm like, whoa.
You brought up love languages. For me, it is quality time. So I don't feel loved if I don't get the quality time, even if the history is there, even if like you killed someone for me and you buried the body for me. If 10 years go by and I never saw you, I wouldn't feel close to you anymore. It just starts to add up to me as like, oh, I don't have anyone anymore. Like you're not like, I know we have this history and it's really strong, but then sometimes it feels like, oh, but I really don't have you anymore. Like someone else has you now. Like, so I need to move on.
Dude, I'm discounting this as her being on her period because she said some very hurtful things or something. Hello, welcome back to Big Mood. If you missed our last episode that featured all four of us, I don't know what order these are coming out.
I'll just put these back to back.
These will be coming
okay. If they're coming out back to back, we decided for this time to just play and have one long conversation as if we're all hanging out again for the first time in 5 months, because that is what is actually happening. And it's actually more interesting when we're talking off camera, we realized, than when we start talking about our topics. So
in a very structured manner.
Yeah, in a very structured way. So we're like, let's just fucking continue this conversation that we're having getting ready.
For 4 hours.
For 4 hours and see what happens. Maybe people will like that more than the topics that we're trying to.
The views have gone down. Let's just try anything.
I don't care about the views, but I do care, like, if the purpose of the show is like to invite you into our little girl group.
We should do that again.
I do want you guys to feel that way.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the most authentic way. And we're just going by the seat of our pants. Whatever we would normally talk about that comes up in conversation, that's what we're talking about. And the last episode, what happened at the end was we started talking about kind of like we touched on friendship love languages, because
high maintenance and low maintenance.
Gina was talking about high maintenance and low maintenance friends, and she said, "I'm so glad you guys are all low maintenance." Oh, not you, Jess, but
well, I said that. I said,
well, yeah.
And Nikki goes,
And then we were like, let's unpack that in the next one. So we have had a few conversations about this recently, and I don't know, maybe Jess.
Gina wasn't there. Gina doesn't know.
She's so
Gina
low
left the phone call. We stayed on the phone for like 2 hours after you left last time.
She's like, I have dinner plans with my actual friends.
Yeah, she was like, I'm so glad you guys are low maintenance because I don't need to be here right now.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing with my actual friends. Like my best friend.
What?
My actual real friends.
Yeah, you guys heard it.
See that?
My actual friends. No, my girlfriend that I've had since like high school.
Okay.
We literally live 2 miles away from each other, and I see her like once every 2 months.
Right.
And then, you know, like I'll make other friends who are similar, and then I introduce them to each other, and then they can babysit each other for me. You know? So it's like if one wants to go out and I can't.
It's like you don't want to water your plants. You want to have plants and have like
someone else take care of it.
What you do with your snake. With Pixel, you had Pixel, but you had like Can take care of her, and then us take care of her
because I was traveling so much, so I need like low.
Yeah, Gina's like a don't have kids person.
I really am.
Absolutely.
I'm like a if I have kids, I'm dropping them off at your place every day kind of person. So maybe
you just need like 3 or 4 nannies.
That's exactly what I need.
Yeah.
So like I was talking to like my friends about it because we were discussing high maintenance friends who were always like, I'm like my old roommate, she had to be on the phone with her friends all the time. They were always on the phone.
Thank you for saying what a high maintenance person is. So how often does she need to be on the phone?
Bro, like every day.
Quantify this for me.
Every day.
And how many hours per day?
All day.
Okay, that sounds pretty high.
That's helping Jess.
Extreme.
You're helping Jess.
Don't argue with her. We're describing a high maintenance friend.
Okay, let's say what's the lowest?
Yeah,
what is the lowest version of the high maintenance
that I can take?
Yeah, that you can take. No, that you like that you would consider high maintenance.
Oh,
like,
high maintenance?
Yeah, what's like?
So she's saying this is extreme high maintenance. Yeah, but what is normal high maintenance?
Basic requirements for a high maintenance friend.
Oh, high maintenance to me is like we have to be on the phone like once a week. I'm texting you all day every day, and you want to see me at least like once every 2 weeks. That's a lot for me. That's too much for me.
I agree with you, Gina. Okay, I didn't want to say sides, but I've been using you in a lot of arguments lately. So anyway, let's continue with the descriptions of what's an extreme low maintenance friend. You sound like the extreme version of a low maintenance friend. Yeah. What's like a center leaning low maintenance friend?
Center leaning low maintenance friend?
Yeah, maybe like the just dipped
like,
into
okay. Like just like right in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
It's like I'll text you here and there, and we'll talk like a few times a week on text. I will rarely ever call you.
Times a week?
That's low maintenance.
You think a few times
to
a week
text
is
a few times a week?
That's I mean, like
I love that I'm low maintenance.
But that's just
So
me.
then what are we, Gina?
No, but
Because
that's
you
just
don't
me.
text us for months.
No, I check in once a week.
No, you don't.
Or twice a week.
No, you don't, girl.
You don't.
You don't.
Too much time goes by that you think is a week.
I'm in like 4 different group chats, and I check in only every once in a while. I miss full on conversations.
Are your group texts muted?
She didn't
All
know
of them.
that I broke my
Same.
finger until it was already healed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, see, but I knew that because I at least I read through the
You
group
read it
chats.
and don't respond,
Like I read through them, yes. And then I'll respond, like I responded to your finger being broken. I was like, holy shit. And
Yeah.
I was like, don't show pics.
I responded to your finger being healed.
Thank you.
I responded when it happened.
You did, yes. Tiff always responds.
First responder, last responder.
I think this is an interesting
I know
conversation.
who to put on my fucking my like emergency
Emergency?
contact besides my parents and my family. If anyone needs to be next, it's
I got you.
I
it's not
actually
y'all.
think that this topic, like, even though the emotions were there when we had this conversation last time, originally, I do think it's a really interesting topic that other girlfriend groups might be able to relate to.
And no one really, I don't think, talks about it.
I've never heard anyone
because that's
talk
why
about
there was
this.
no standard set, and that's why we had a difference.
Yes, and
of
you have different
opinion.
expectations.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I was talking to a friend recently. We made plans, but last minute she had to cancel. No, he had to cancel. And I was like, no, it's fine. And then he was like, dude, thank you so much for being really chill about me like canceling stuff with them. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I'm the same way too, But like,
because you didn't even get ready yet. You don't get ready until you're supposed to be there.
Like, so and when people cancel on me, I never get mad. I'm like, okay, it's fine next time, because
You're like, I wanted to sleep anyway. Thank
exactly.
God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so used to just being by myself. It's like, no, it's fine. Like when people cancel plans, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
That's nice, But like I don't go completely MIA. Like I've been trying to make it a point to be there personally more often. And I realize now lately I've been having my social life has been a lot more busy, which is like, oh God, I can't believe I'm like going out.
We're like the same person, I think.
Yeah.
This is exactly my life lately. And I am like, wow, I've never really had this much of a social life before.
Yeah,
I've been going out a lot. I'm the one meeting people and making friends in the city, and Steve's the one that I'm introducing them to.
Yeah.
Like usually it's the other way around. He makes all the friends. I'm the one like getting introduced to and all this stuff. But yeah, lately it's been like I've been friends with all my neighbors. But I was telling Jess how like when the way that we perceive closeness is like I feel very close to you guys, even though I don't text you all the time, I don't call you all the time, I don't, we're not like seeing each other all the time. I feel closer to you guys than I would, let's say, my new friends in Vegas that I see almost every other day.
Yeah.
Because we have history.
Because we have history and memories, and to me,
Bonding.
that
Moments.
like creates more closeness in my heart than the amount of time spent. Quantity of time means less to me than the quality of time and the length that I've known you for. Like the amount of moments that we've had together compiled over time, and like the growth we've had as people, and like just all of that stuff. Like seeing life unfold and being there for like the good moments. But also I was talking about I brought up Gina's version of low maintenance, high maintenance friends, because I'm the same way with all of my closest friends, the ones I feel the closest to. I see them maybe 4 times a year.
Yeah.
And we text each other like every couple months. And those are the ones I feel the absolute closest to. So I text you guys way more often. And then to hear Jess say that like she doesn't feel as close, or she feels like we might not even be friends anymore because we're like, we don't ever talk. I'm like, whoa, like I feel like I talk to you guys more than
Oh yeah.
my like closest friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting, I was surprised by it.
Yeah.
But then we got to talk.
Well, so I think a part of it is that we definitely have like, I guess, different ideas. And then because Nikki was like, well, that's so high maintenance. Like I see my friends like 4 times a year, blah, blah. And I was like, when it finally clicked for me was more recently. And we talked about this last night where I was like, I have those friends too. And Gina's one of them. I never talk to this bitch, but when I see her, it's totally fine. And I'm not upset that I don't talk to her in between or that she'll go MIA for like 4 months at a time or whatever, It's just that I have certain friends that I put on different levels where I'm like, oh, I expect that this person is close to me, so they're going to be a part of my daily life. And that's like, you're on a different level. So I put you on a different level than I would Gina, because like, and Gina even knows, like, we don't see each other all the time. We don't talk all the time. So I guess for me, and then you brought up love languages, for me, it is quality time. So I don't feel loved if I don't get the quality time, even if the history is there, even if like you killed someone for me and you buried the body for me. If 10 years go by and I never saw you, I wouldn't feel close to you anymore because we didn't get the quality time anymore.
So I'm acts of service and quality time, but I feel like quality time means like when we're together, we have quality time. Like we're not just like in separate rooms on a phone, like we're like together.
That's part of it, for sure.
Right. And so like it's not amount of time, like it's not like I have to see you daily having quality time. It's like the times that we do get together are quality. And so it was just interesting to me because I don't really talk to anyone. I'm like alone, like Gina, like I'm just alone so much, studying, playing poker, reading.
It's funny because like out of the four of us, there's like two of us that are more extroverted and two of us that are more introverted, and then we kind of flipped because me and Jess are the more extroverted out of the four of us, and I'm not sure about you, Jess. I don't want to speak for you, but at least for me, like I don't see anyone. Like I'm just at home with Luca and with Casey and with Isaac, and I have like zero social life. And then you guys end up having like the most social. It's really funny how it's kind of flipped right now. And I also feel like I'm in the middle of both of you guys, and I feel like
they're the extremes. Right. They're the most high maintenance and she's the most low maintenance, and you're center leaning high and I'm center leaning low.
Exactly. That's how we measure up.
So I think previously Nikki was kind of like trying to define, well, what is it that you need in order for like our friendship to be fulfilling for you? And I was like, well, I mean, I'd like to talk to you more than once every few months, like. And then I even told Tiff, I was like, can we talk like every other week or every 2 or 3 weeks or something? Just like check in with each other. And Tiff was like, yeah, of course. And Nikki's like, ooh, like that's a lot. I don't even like being on the phone.
I was like, on the phone? Or is it FaceTime?
And I was
because
like, God damn it.
If we're all living in the same city and we're like, hey, let's get brunch next weekend. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm down. But if it's like, you're in a different country, or not different state.
Might as well be.
A different state. There's like lots of borders. You're in a different state. I'm in a different state. They're in a state together, but state of depression. Different mental state. I'm in a state of depression.
Yeah, you are.
We're not like having a quality. In my mind, it's not quality time to be on the phone. Like I don't like being on the phone. I think it's really draining for me. I don't I don't know when I'm supposed to talk. I don't see facial expressions, so I'm not absorbing as much information.
You're
which
not
is
a fan of FaceTime?
Not really, no, because I'm holding it. Yeah, I'm holding it, and it's like it's always going in and out. Like
I'm not
people
a
are
fan
talking.
of FaceTime. I'm not a fan of FaceTime either, so I get that.
Yeah, we were on the phone.
Yeah,
like me and Tiff talk on the phone for like 3 hours at a time,
and then it goes by so fast.
To me.
I know. It goes by so fast.
Steve is the same way. So he'll talk to the phone with someone for like 3 hours, and then he'll get off the phone, call someone else.
Yeah,
so I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, put this in perspective. I live like an hour away from my dad, and I'll still call my dad and talk to him for an hour.
Oh wow,
that's cute.
Like. I don't know. Yeah. So for me, I think it was just like when we first started hanging out together more, we were like working together, living closer to each other. We had a lot of social activities. So in my head, I put you as, oh, this is the person that's going to show up for all of these things, who's always going to be there, who's going to be texting me constantly and like calling all the time. Because like that's kind of like just how life was in that in that
small era of
moment.
time.
Yeah. And then like when things I guess went back to quote unquote normal, or things just started moving in different directions, and I was like, oh wow, like I guess she really doesn't want to hang out with me anymore or something, like, and then you're like, oh no, that just naturally, like I'm only with what's in front of me. Like I'm busy and what's in front of me, and that's it.
And that's
but
why
it doesn't take away
that
from
Gina and I maybe have the social lives right now, because we are very much like whatever we're into at that point in time, that's who we're spending the most time with. So for me, I'm not even spending a lot of time with Steve anymore. I'm like with poker groups, I'm like playing poker a lot, and with our neighbors who live literally next door, and like they also play poker. So it's like
kind of out of sight, out of mind for you a little bit.
Yeah. Like when I'm doing an activity, I'm just there. I'm very present in whatever I happen to be doing. And so if you're not there too, like I'm just spending time with whoever's there right now doing the thing that I'm doing that I'm also passionate about and they're also passionate about.
Yeah.
But then
when you go home, you don't really think like,
I don't think about them when I go home.
Okay.
Yeah. When I go home, I'm not thinking like, I want to go see them again. I'm like thinking about the next thing I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I gotta do my nails, and then I gotta shower, and then I'm gonna meditate. Oh, I want to watch that YouTube video on blah blah blah. And then like I have this list of things that I'm like thinking about. I'm also not thinking about talking to anybody. But then if you were to text me and you're like, hey, this weekend I want to do this, or I'm coming to Vegas, I'm like, okay, cool. So when you're here, you have my full attention. We're going to dinner.
No, and I do believe that. I do believe that. Yeah.
And so I'm not thinking about my poker friends when I'm at dinner with you. You know, it's like whoever is there in front of me and we're spending quality time together, they get my full quality time and love. And then I guess the way I gauge closeness is by who's had more of those moments. Who have I like opened up to more? Who knows more of like the deeper version of me, not just like surface level passions? Because like my poker group that I sometimes see at casinos, they don't know me. Like we talk about hand histories, we talk about poker, but they haven't had moments where they saw me cry. They haven't seen me at my worst. They weren't showing up at my door where I thought like the world was ending, you know, like you have been. So that's acts of service, first of all, for me. And so that went in my book strong. And then also whenever we have hung out, it's been very quality. So you like hit very like strong notes of friendship for me. So you go in my book as like very close. And like them, even though I see them more and I'm spending time with them, they don't have those moments. They didn't bank those like friendship coins. So when I break the piggy bank, there's like 2 cents in there. When I break your piggy bank, there's like hundreds of thousands of dollars in there.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's a Bentley in there.
Absolutely. That's the same way I am too.
I think I went because we had, as more context to this, we had a conversation and I was like, I just feel like, like we're not even friends anymore. Nikki was just like really taken aback by that. But I think I get what you're saying now. Yeah. But like for me, I was like, well, if we never talk, or like if I even texted you one day when I was kind of going through something and you were like, oh, I'm at a tournament. Like, can I call you tomorrow? And I was just like, God damn it. Like, I really need somebody right now. And then just if months go by where we don't really talk, it just starts to add up to me as like, oh, I don't have anyone anymore. Like you're not like, I know we have this history and it's really strong, but then sometimes it feels like, but I really don't have you anymore. Like someone else has you now. Like, so I need to move on.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, I understand now too. Cause at the time I was like, dude, I'm discounting this as her being on her period. Cause she said some very hurtful things or something. She said,
could be part of it. I don't know.
I was like, wow, she really thinks we're not friends after all we've been through. That's crazy to me. I'm like, she's got hormones. I'm not even going to count that as real, Jess.
But I mean, imagine
and we got to talk about it more.
If you're in a relationship with someone, right, like you and Casey, like if you guys kind of just stopped talking over the course of 4 months and like you just hung out with your friends all the time and he was at work or hanging out with his friends all the time, you would be like, well, yeah, we have this history. We're married. What else do you want from me? And I would be like, well, to talk to you more often, like because I'm actually growing into a different person, and I don't know if you're going to be there for it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I just have a more of a, when I let you in, I like hope that you'll be there all the time too. Yeah. But then, and because I have demoted friends too, where I'm like, I'll talk to you next year. Yeah. You know, like whatever. We'll catch up over a dinner and then I'll see you again in 2 years. Like whatever the fuck. But I just didn't have you on that level in my mind.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I just started to feel like, I feel like the distance has turned into like,
I relate to that, Jess.
Yeah.
So when you start on your health journey, it is easy to be overwhelmed by all the information the wellness industry throws at you. But Noom believes the only place you really need to start with is your mind, okay? Because with Noom Weight, it'll take a path toward better health one lesson at a time. Their psychology-based approach helps you change the way you think about food and health rather than demanding you to change your entire lifestyle. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, so instead of you needing to like wake up at 6 a.m. and like look at your macros and go and work out like high intense cardio and weight lifting and all kinds of stuff, the crazy workout people do. Look, I used to do that too. I still do sometimes. It's nice to break a sweat, but you don't need to is the thing. A healthier life doesn't mean sticking to rules about what you can and can't eat. It doesn't mean being really rigid. It doesn't mean having to count calories. Noom's cognitive behavioral approach focuses on why instead of what to help you change your relationship with food. So when I first started with Noom, it had me keep a food journal, and you can kind of see like sometimes you think you're only eating meals, but then you keep a food journal and you're like, oh, actually I ate a whole bunch of potato chips. I didn't even know that we had potato chips, but apparently I consumed them. And it was because it was during this one stretch of time where I wasn't even hungry, but I was super stressed out about work and I was trying to procrastinate, and I found out very quickly that I am a procrastination / boredom / anxiety eater. So every time I had one of these things happen, I subconsciously reached for food and I didn't even know about it. And so knowing these things and knowing that I also would do that at social situations because I just was so full of anxiety about talking to people that I would always have to have a drink in my hand or like have a snack in my hand, something to occupy my hands because I was just so filled with anxiety. I realized that was like a big leak in my health and wellness game. So start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial today at noom.com/bigmood. That's noom.com/bigmood to sign up for your trial today.
Whether it's a warm cup of coffee, basking in warm sunlight, or listening to a sexy story, pleasure is all around us. With Dipsea, your sanctuary is waiting. Escape into a world where pleasure is your only priority. Dipsea is an app full of hundreds of short, sexy audio stories designed by women for women. They bring scenarios to life with immersive soundscapes and characters, no matter who you're into or what turns you on. Find stories about that intriguing coworker with a British accent or hooking up with your hot yoga instructor. They even have stories designed specifically to your zodiac sign. New content is released every week, so in between listening to your favorite stories again and again, you can always find something new to explore. Dipsea also has sleep stories, wellness sessions, and now they also offer written stories. It's your go-to place to spice up your me time, explore your fantasies, or heat up things with your partner. For our listeners, Dipsea is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/mood. That's 30 days of full access for free when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/mood. dipseastories.com/mood.
Yeah, like what you're saying, like I'm more centered but more high maintenance. So like with this whole process of like with Luca being born, which we talked about too, like because I was in that same conversation that they're talking about. I was like, you know what, I relate to what Jess is saying because I'm like, you know, it's crazy that Luca at that point he was like what, 2 months old?
Yeah.
I'm like, he's 2 months old. You guys have never seen him, not even through FaceTime. So I'm
just
like,
pictures. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't feel like we're like, you guys are like my bestest friends, which you are. So I'm like, I feel neglected too a little bit in the friendship. So I'm like, I understand that. But then I also understand Nikki's perspective where it's like, well, I'm not trying to text every single day. I'm not trying to be like
and that's
constantly,
fine. Not every single day. That's a bit much. But
right. Yeah. Or like, because then now I have my hands full with Luca and stuff. But yeah, like I totally understand both perspectives for sure.
I'm just going to text once a week in the group chat and I'm just going to say, I am still your friend.
Dude, you know what that reminds me? So with Casey, so I'm really, really, really bad at words of affirmation and that's really important to Casey. So what I've been doing recently,
I am still your wife.
No. I see moments that like, because like in person, right? He'll be telling me something and I'm like, words of encouragement. I love you. Like I'm literally labeling it. Because I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm sure that means
so much to you, Casey.
I'm like, I don't know what to say. But Casey's like,
that's not really what I was hoping for.
But then I'm like, I just don't know what to say. But at least like you have like, I'm telling you my intention. I want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
See the effort.
I just don't know how to do it.
I'm the same. I can't do the validation.
Nikki's gonna call me.
I love you.
Nikki's gonna call me and be like, I'm trying. I called you. Okay, I'm good.
And Gina's gonna be like, Alexa, set a schedule to text. I'm still your friend in the group chat.
And then every night at 10 p.m.
Every
Alexa
Monday
goes,
at 10 p.m.
Ding. Okay. Ding.
That's genius. I should
Do
do
we
that.
actually know someone that does that?
Oh my God,
It's
what?
true. That literally schedules out text
schedules
or like
hilarious.
copy paste to everyone, but
that's
just
funny.
changes the first name.
That's hilarious.
You could probably write a program that would text something that seems a little bit more genuine too.
Yeah.
Like,
Than that person.
yeah.
For Nikki specifically, I'm just gonna set it at like during like spiritual hours or whatever. Like
Between 3 and 9.
yeah, right.
Like, how does she know that's so sweet? She knew that.
I studied it just for you.
That's hilarious.
It's like, did you know on this day?
Gina's
Like, Gina knows so much. She's hella woke about the fucking blood moon.
Jess is getting like, oh, I hope your quarterly reports are going well. You know, it's
And
the
I'm
end
like-
of the quarter fiscal year.
I'm like, bitch, you
She's
don't even
quoting
know what I
tax
do.
law. She's like, did you hear about this new law? Isn't it ridiculous?
I'm like, bitch, you still don't know that I don't do taxes? Backfires.
Baby
It's just like a real friendship with you.
Tiffany's gonna get baby text like, did you know at 6 months years old, this is how they develop?
Like, when did you become like a Google assistant?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So funny.
Do you remember that? Did you ever get, I mean, you guys all used AIM, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Remember
I didn't,
SmartBot?
yeah.
I don't know. If you didn't have friends and you like, or they were all offline.
Smarter Child.
You could, Smarter Child. That's
Smarter
what it
Child.
was. Smarter
what's
Child.
this?
What is this? Gina?
Smarter Child was his, the username was Smarter Child on AIM, and whatever you type, it responds immediately. Someone wrote like a program or whatever that just responds immediately to like, oh, hey, how are you? Hi, I'm doing great. How are you today?
Oh, how sad.
I think you're a dick. Well, that's not really nice. I don't like that at all. And it responds like immediately.
So it's like a Siri back then.
Yeah,
It's like the first version of that.
Yeah.
Like AI?
Exactly.
Yeah,
kinda
like
thing.
AI.
Oh.
But
People
a
just like to
script,
mess
like
with
a
it.
program script that they.
How did I miss that?
I don't know.
I never
Maybe
saw
you weren't
that.
lonely enough. Maybe you had like an actual social life.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was like, my only friends are online, and then when they're not online, I'll talk to a smarter
To a
child.
bot? Jesus Christ, lady.
Because sometimes people
Why
will
would you
walk in on
need to
me and I'm
pretend?
playing Jeopardy with Alexa.
Oh my God. Jesus.
See, the funny thing about that is you have friends that you could be
Exactly.
But you know
playing
what?
actual
Alexa's low
Jeopardy
maintenance.
with.
Yeah.
When I'm done with her, I
You can
leave
just
and I
put
do
her
my.
away in a
I go.
box?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm done
Okay.
with this. And
She's your
she doesn't
vibrator.
have
She's your
feelings.
sex doll.
Yeah.
Right? She just wants to play the game and then
She's
leave.
your
That's
friendship
all.
sex doll.
Yeah, I'm, like, I'm bored for 2 minutes. Let's go. I don't want to hear about your life. I don't want to hear about what's going on here. I want to play a game for 2 minutes.
Just
my
guess the
God.
word, damn it.
That's hilarious.
Whatever.
I like that. Like I've heard of people who just like get angry, you know? Like, why are you hanging out with your boyfriend and not me? It's just like, dude.
I
No,
told you guys
that's a little
before. I
weird.
had friends that literally broke up with me because I started dating Casey.
Mhm.
They were like, we had a meeting at a lunch. They were like, you know what? You're not hanging out with us anymore.
I remember this.
You're just hanging out with your friend, with your new boyfriend.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like you just used us.
Whoa.
And then I was
use
like,
them.
whoa.
Use them for what?
Like, because I didn't have a man in my. So I tried to
Oh,
see
like
it
you
from
were
like
only,
a
you would only
placeholder?
hang out with them until you
Yeah,
had
so
something
I
company?
understood their point too.
Okay.
I think I don't know if in the previous times I've talked about this I understood their point, but now at this point I understood their
Okay.
point where I was like, maybe I was being a shitty friend. I understand that.
No, because
Um,
at the same time, it's like you should be happy that your friend found someone that makes her
Yeah,
happy.
and especially if it's a new relationship.
But they're high maintenance friends is what I found out.
Yeah.
So then they didn't feel loved by me. They ended up telling me how they felt, which
Well,
is
a lot of women do
used.
just entirely drop their friends, which is not healthy for
Yeah.
other reasons.
Yeah,
But
I don't
mean,
think
not
I
to
did
break
that.
up with you like that. That's weird.
Yeah.
No, but like when I was dating him though, I didn't do that. Like I still connected, but we were hanging out every single weekend like we were when I was single.
Oh, well, yeah.
And
no.
then so I felt like it's because they still do that. Like they get with their man and they still go out clubbing every single weekend.
Okay.
And sometimes their man joins them,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't. But mostly though, it's like a group of girlfriends that it's like it's strong and they're
Yeah.
really involved in
even
each
I
other's
wouldn't want to
lives.
hang out and go to the club every
Yeah, I don't
weekend.
wanna
Like,
do that.
that's too much.
Like I
Yeah.
know groups of girls who are like, oh yeah, we go to all these events together and we all have matching outfits and we all take. It's like Jesus Christ,
Nah.
guys, fucking
Yeah.
take a nap.
That's a bit much.
I
yeah.
That's a
don't
lot.
want any of that. I don't like. That's why like I've seen wedding pictures of brides who had like 17 bridesmaids. And it's like, do you guys
Yeah.
all
Oh,
really
that's
like
some
each other?
bullshit. I
Well,
don't believe that they're all really friends.
My friends that I'm talking about, literally,
No.
that happened.
No.
Yeah.
I
Do
don't
you guys
believe
all
that.
really like each other that much? Like that much? Like that? Like
It's 'cause
each
they-
and every one of you?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, those friends are really high maintenance because
Mhm.
that's kind of what happened with that wedding too. Is from when I found out about the other girls that were part of it. They were
Oh.
like, "Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it was wild."
You know what
So-
else I realized though is that so I never had a big group of girlfriends that were like, I never understood big groups of girls like that, like where I never felt like I could fit into that.
Well, it's not super common.
Yeah, but like that type of outgoing, like high maintenance friends, the ones that are that Gina and I are talking about that are like high school, like close besties.
This one was high school friends.
Okay, yeah. But so for me, I realized I was like, why are we like able to like stay the same? Like where we like really feel the same way about we don't really text each other or whatever, and when we see each other, it's great. I don't know if this is relevant, but they're all somewhat on the spectrum too. I realized like that they either have ADHD or they are autistic.
I'm trying not to laugh.
And
Gina.
well, Gina, Gina, you definitely
Have you
ADD.
ever had an assessment?
This is
No,
like
I don't-
the third time this month.
What?
I tweeted something like, does anyone else do this? And everyone's like, hey, sweetheart, you should probably look into adult
was it?
ADHD. I have trouble finishing tasks. Like, okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna go do laundry, and then I find a sock. Oh, that sock matches one. I'm gonna go there. And the sock was on the couch. Oh, hey, there's a chair here that I haven't. I should look that up and see how much it is.
Yes, I do that.
And
all
then there's a bird outside, and I'm like, that bird has yellow feathers. Like, what the fuck bird is that? And then I look at that bird. I'm like, that's a yellow-breasted chet. Okay, cool. And then someone's like, have you heard of a harpy eagle? Oh, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, a harpy eagle could be the size of you, and it could rip your fucking face off. Oh my god, but have you seen the Philippine eagle? Oh my
bird?
Yeah, he looks like a guy doing cosplay as an eagle. It's fucking scary.
There's definitely a link between autism and bird watching.
I never liked birds until here because there's so many different birds in this neighborhood. And I mean, I didn't not like birds, but I wasn't really into them until like there was so many different birds, and I'm like Googling all the time. And then I would like looked up a whole list of what birds are in Nevada, like all the birds in Nevada, so I could figure out like on the spot what bird they are.
Yeah, dude, I did that with the royal family.
And then I was like I went back to
like all the entire 3 hours ago.
Bloodline. So it's like I was supposed to do the dishes, and instead the whole garden's clean. My cat's shaved. And
your cat's shaved. And the dishes are still piled up.
They're still there.
Exactly, Gina.
I tweeted that, and people are like,
I almost responded to that tweet, and then I saw the people already answered. I'm like, yeah, she got it.
Yeah. So, like one person even said, I know you're smarter than to take advice from people on the internet, but I'm a teacher that works with, kids, whatever. You should probably look into ADHD. And then I saw my replies an hour later. I was like, oh, fuck. And then I also saw another thing that I struggle with object permanence.
What's that?
So like
one day, a baby?
Yeah, I do, like a fucking baby. So like I'll be like,
that's Nikki's thing.
Oh, shit, I gotta go buy some glue stick. So I go buy glue stick. Okay, cool. I'll do my thing, put it away. A couple weeks later, I need a glue stick. I don't know where I put the thing. So I forget that I put it somewhere. I'm like, oh, I need to go buy some glue sticks. So I'll go buy some more glue stick, put it away. And then I just get a whole pile of glue sticks.
One day I open a drawer and it's like 57 glue sticks.
Exactly. So they're like, yeah, that's a sign of ADHD. I was like, oh,
is it? Because I do that too.
And do you see
also,
you see what bad memory?
Are you in a room and then you forgot why you're in that room?
Yes.
Like, but you've been in that room for like 45 minutes thinking about 1,000 different things. And then you're like, why the fuck did I even walk in here? I'm like, what did I need in here?
Yep.
My body came here because it needed something, and then I don't remember, and then I leave the room, and then 5 minutes later, like, I gotta. That's what I think a lot of
happens when I go up the stairs.
A lot of people
down the
do
stairs
that.
in my house.
Are you there for like 45 minutes thinking about?
I wouldn't waste 45
getting
minutes.
distracted.
No.
I
was in the cupboard of my kitchen like for like 15 minutes thinking about 10 different things, Googling things on my phone, and I'm still in the cupboard, like my hands still moving things, and then I'm like, what am I looking for in the cupboard? Coffee creamer, which is in the fridge. I was like, I don't even need this cupboard.
I stood in the middle of the G4 hallway once, just frozen because I couldn't remember where I wanted to go. And I didn't want to do anything to lose the, because it's right there.
The momentum.
Yeah. Like, and then our PA comes
like, you
over.
gotta sneeze, but.
Yeah. So our PA comes over, is like, are you okay? I'm like, shh, shh, shh. And like another PA comes over. My executive comes over, like, you okay? I'm like, I'm trying to remember something. And like, I sit in the bathroom, and then I realize, I was gonna go shave my armpits because I'm wearing a tank top today.
I read something about when that happens, when you have like something at the tip of your tongue, to put like to lower your head, like
what?
Like you have to bend over.
Now I want to be in the fucking G4
That's
hallway.
someone wants to look at my butt.
No, what
someone's gonna look at my butt if that happens.
What you actually have to do is just move on to the next thing, and then you'll immediately remember what it was.
No, so Steve and I have gotten in arguments about this because he thinks I'm shooing him away, like shushing him when he needs me for something. But I'll be like, a bit like this, like, and staring at something and like visualizing, and then forgetting and trying to remember what I was visualizing, and then he'll come in and go like, good morning, and he'll try to give me a hug. I'm like, let's try.
Yeah, just give me a second.
And I can't even like say the English words. I'm just like,
yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Turn Japanese.
And he gets really sad about it. And I'm like, I'm not so personal. Like my brain is like literally it pisses me off. It like I wish I could just be normal, but it just can't. And it's just if I don't remember it, and then what if it was important? I don't even remember if it's important or not. Like what if it was important?
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna lose it.
Exactly.
Probably isn't important. But
I don't have those thoughts.
And I also like I can't. That's why I don't watch movies. I don't go watch movies because I can't sit there the whole time and just I have to like be on my phone. I have to be doing something.
I can watch movies because I get hyper focused on what's going on in the story. Also,
I get lost in
what
it.
happens though is what distracts me from movies is if there's a hole in the fucking plot. Like if there's like something like they fucking missed, and then I'm like, why didn't they just do that? Why didn't they just do that? Why are they moving on? They didn't do that. Why didn't they just check this? And like,
Dude, for me, it's the continuity stuff.
Yeah, tips props. Always pointing
It's the continuity
That's
shit.
OCD.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, or they'll leave the room and they left the door open, but then the next frame you see the door closed. I'm like, when the fuck did they close the door?
Yes.
Like, what? Who is the script? So
I see that a lot more now. Since you started pointing stuff out, I just like casually notice things more now. I'm like, oh, their hair was different. This is obviously shot on a different day.
When the hair is different, I definitely
the
notice.
lighting is different.
You can Google it too, like, oh, continuity errors in this movie, and there's like a whole
What?
list of them.
Isn't that a whole fucking salary? Like, how does that
That's
shit
why
still
I'm
happen?
like, that would be my job.
You
I
need to
would
do
kill
that
it.
job.
Yeah.
Can you
Kill it.
please do that job?
Sometimes they lose the prop. Like,
then-
they lost that pillow, and they're like, oh, you do another pillow, and it's not the same. And
Dude, I would obsess over it when we would be shooting the JK skits. I'm like, no, it was over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, at G4, because we have like a talk show sort of thing, it's gotten to the point where they have fidget toys for us. And then our audience realize, like, when we have fidget toys, we focus way more and we can actually pay attention more. We just got a whole box of fidget toys from one of our fans like a week ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like,
that's what I was telling Steve. I was trying to explain this, that how I have to be doing two things at once in order to focus on the first thing.
Yeah.
Because if I am only doing the one thing, my brain's distracted in 5 other areas. Usually I have headphones on because if I have music playing, the song takes the place of a second activity. And when I'm driving, I need to be singing along to the music, but like even if it's just lightly, like I don't even have to be like blasting, singing along, but just like I need to be just like singing the lyrics to the song so I could focus on driving. The only times I've ever hit somebody are when I was driving with my eyes straight ahead with no music on, no phone, nothing. Those are the only times I've hit someone.
yeah. So now I'm like, I should probably go get evaluated.
True.
Yeah.
Is this an ADHD thing or OCD? I don't know.
They're all
I do
under
this
the
thing-
umbrella of neurodiversity. So
I do this thing that drives Casey fucking crazy, and I understand why. But I do this thing that every time the food is ready for me to eat, or I need to eat, like I'm fucking hungry, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out because I haven't eaten, I have to do a million things before I feed myself.
that
I don't
might
know
just
why.
be like some childhood thing, or like could be OCD. Like where
What do
they
you
have
do?
to
Like, what are
certain
you doing
steps.
though?
So like, for example, Casey's like,
Do you feel like you have to earn it, or what is
I think that's what I
what I'm
told
hearing.
him.
Yeah.
I told him that. I'm like, I feel like I think I need to earn the food or something. I don't know. Because, for example, he'll have dinner ready and then he's like, okay, food's ready. And I come downstairs and then I'm going to get a fork. And then I realize like the dishwasher is completely like clean but full. So I'm like putting the dishes away. And then I'm like, oh, wait, there's this package that just came in. Let me open this package. And like,
Wait,
I'm doing.
before you're gonna eat?
Yeah, and the food's on the table.
What the
So
fuck?
no,
I don't know.
For me,
And he's mad because the food's getting cold. I'm like,
I'm Casey getting mad because I like to eat like when food is ready.
That's it, yeah.
But okay, if I have that thing where like I'm like, if Steve's not home, if I'm just eating and my food's ready, and then there's a package that comes, I'm like taking the food with me and eating like the food while I'm opening the package.
No,
and
if I'm alone and like the food's like, usually if I'm alone and I'm hungry and I need to feed myself, there is food that isn't like, there's no food ready. I need to go and make the food. I will prevent myself from even making my food and do a million things.
yeah, I definitely order Postmates.
Do you
'cause
think
I-
that it's a distraction? Like the sitting down and eating food was like a difficult process for you as a child?
Oh,
you're
I
you're,
definitely have food trauma.
like, so you're
Okay.
maybe you
But-
like you're kind of like still avoiding the act
process
of eating.
yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah, because like I was being force fed when I was
Yeah, like
little.
if when you have children
Same.
that are like you sit at this table and you don't fucking do anything
Yeah.
until you eat, like that could be like a
Mhm.
you're avoiding it, but you don't
Yeah.
even need to now because you're a grown adult. You can
No,
get
I
up when
know.
you want. You
No,
can
so
not
then-
eat it if you don't want.
So then that has always been like a point of contention in our relationship. Casey would be so mad and like just we'll be like finally I sit down and eat, like we're eating and then I'm all over here like whatever and he's just like fuming because he's like this fucking food is cold and I'm like I just wouldn't get it.
You're
And
still
then-
like rebelling against having to like sit down and eat food because
Yeah.
someone forced you to or something.
But then like now I tell him I'm like okay if I'm doing it like point it out and then so
Yeah.
he'll point out be like oh you're doing it again. I'm like oh shit okay let me stop.
I can just imagine you sitting at the dinner table and just like hit the knife against the table like hello.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Steve has to do
Or
a
even
million
when I'm
things
cooking,
before eating
too.
too. I wonder. You should talk to him because I don't know if it's the same. He doesn't have any food traumas, but he needs to like wash his hands and like sometimes he needs to like
You
I
should
don't know
wash
what
your hands before you eat.
Well, yeah, but like he goes and washes his hands, but he takes like 20 minutes. I don't know what he's doing other than the washing the hands, but it takes so long to get to the freaking table. By the time he gets there, I'm already done eating because I don't wait for him.
Yeah.
If he says he's
Maybe
gonna
he just
be there
gets
to eat.
distracted and he's like looking at his phone.
I have no
and
idea,
looking
but
at
I'm like,
the
there's fucking
market.
food. How are you not trying to eat the food?
Yeah, I want to eat.
Tina.
I want to eat.
You fat lard, come here and eat your food.
I definitely want to eat it hot.
But yeah, I even do that too. Like when I'm trying to cook a meal, I don't know why it takes me more than an hour to like make something simple. Where I'm like, what the fuck? I tried. I really
Takes you
tried
an hour
to
to make
hurry up.
minute rice.
No, like to, I don't know, make something for breakfast. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did a whole hour go by? I was rushing. I was doing it. I was doing everything, and a whole fucking hour
I
went
have
by.
definitely started boiling water for my oatmeal in the morning, and it takes like 5 minutes to boil because it's just like a little amount of water. So 5 minutes to boil, and then I leave the room and I totally get distracted, and then I come back to like a burning saucepan,
my gosh.
like smoking, and then I'm like, oh, now I gotta heat my water again, and then I do it like 3 more times.
We do that with our fridge because you have to like push the button to heat the water, and then we'll walk away, and then it like stops, and then you have to
It gets cold.
redoing it.
I do that with laundry. I washed it. Oh shit, forgot to dry it.
Yes,
Probably
and then
smells
it's
now. I gotta wash it
molded
again.
out,
And
like,
then I-
gross.
Oh,
Yeah.
your fucking washing machine is probably disgusting.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
God,
You need to get it clean.
This is why I hire people to do things. 'Cause
I set
know-
alarms for everything. I have to
Oh.
set alarms for everything.
That's
If I'm
smart.
like, if I have a meeting, I set it 10 minutes before the meeting. And then there's like, if I started the laundry, I have to set an alarm for 30 minutes from now. I ask Alexa to do a lot of it, like because I'm usually at home. But if I'm not at home or if I'm doing my makeup or something, I have to like set like alarms. And like if I'm meeting somebody, like I've gone out to brunch with our neighbors a few times where they ordered an Uber and they're like, okay, the Uber's going to be here at 10:45. Okay, so I set an alarm for 10:35 because at that point, like I need to know that I'm pretty ready to go at 10:35, and I got to look for my keys or whatever, miss things that take like 10 minutes. But then I also have an alarm for 30 minutes before that to like tell me like, if you haven't started getting ready by now, you need to start getting ready
I do
like
that
right
too,
now.
yeah.
And then I have that's how my phone looks too.
I definitely have like 3 or 4. Oh, that's every minute.
Yeah.
Wait, so do you ever
yeah.
forget what the alarm was for? Because
No.
that happens to me.
No,
too.
I put labels on it.
So I have labels on mine, but I don't change the labels. So sometimes it's like post for Disney, and that was like in February of last year.
Okay, that would not be me.
2 years back.
Yeah, 2 years ago. You're on that
That's
one.
crazy.
Yeah.
No, I definitely have multiple alarms, but every night before I go to bed, I set alarms for each thing. So if I have a meeting at 3, it's like there's a couple alarms before 3.
Yeah.
If I have something to do at 7, there's a couple alarms before 7. So every day is
Like
me
you're like,
setting
well, I'm a
alarms.
lazy ass, so I need
Yep.
like the first one for
Yeah,
me to
yeah.
be lazy.
Yeah.
Like the second
Yeah, exactly.
If you're sleeping on a terrible mattress, your sleep will be terrible. It's that simple. That's why I recommend sleeping on a Purple mattress. That's because only Purple mattresses have the Gel Flex Grid. It's a super stretchy, ultra squishy material that adapts and flexes around pressure points and doesn't retain heat. The Gel Flex Grid is amazingly supportive for your back and legs while cushioning your shoulders, neck, and hips, no matter how you sleep. Unlike memory foam, which remembers everything, the Gel Flex Grid Purple mattresses bounce back as you move and shift. You'll never have that I'm stuck feeling people get with memory foam. Try your Purple mattress risk-free with free shipping and returns. Financing is also available. Nikki actually has this bed in her guest room and I slept in it and it was so good. I'm actually jealous and I want one now. Getting a great night's sleep starts with having a great mattress, so get a Purple mattress. Go to purple.com/bigmoo10 and use code BIGMOO10. For a limited time, you can get 10% off any order of $200 or more. That's purple.com/bigmoo10, code BIGMOO10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Again, that's purple.com/bigmoo10, promo code BIGMOO10. Terms apply.
With all the questionable materials in baby products these days, parenting can be scary. If you want to keep your baby safe and protected without sacrificing their comfort, with Coterie, your baby can have both the cleanest and highest performing diapers with a comfortable feel. I am such a ginormous, huge fan of Coterie diapers. I have been having my baby Luca wear Coterie diapers for like the past couple months now, and I am telling you, these diapers are such high quality. They literally have like a cloth-like material, like clothing grade material, which gives my baby this cashmere-like feel, and he's never been this comfortable with other diapers that we've tried in the past because, you know, they kind of get a little itchy, they get wet really fast, like he's just not comfortable, he wants to get his diaper changed really quick. But with Coterie, he stays dry faster because Coterie has up to 4 times faster moisture wicking versus other brands and up to 2 times more liquid capacity. So my baby has been staying drier longer. And other Coterie parents, just like myself, report fewer nighttime diaper changes, which can lead to better sleep quality, not just for your baby, but for you too. And I can definitely attest to this. My baby stays with his Coterie diaper from the moment that we put him to sleep to the moment that he wakes up in the morning. He literally does not need a diaper change the entire night. I'm so mind blown because with my other big baby now, who's now 14, back then, diapers were nowhere near as capable as Coterie is now. Like, I'm just mind blown at how far diaper technology has gone. I'm such a huge fan, you guys. Coterie has been awarded Best Diaper and Wipes by both The Bump and Parents.com. So forget about nighttime leaks and wet sheets and try the Rolls Royce of diapers, Coterie. Right now, Coterie is partnering with our podcast to offer you 20% off your first order plus free shipping at coterie.com/bigmood. That's Coterie spelled COTERIE.com/bigmood for 20% off and free shipping. Coterie.com/bigmood.
Dude, I don't need alarms anymore now.
You don't?
No, I have Luca. Luca wakes me up. Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. Because I used to set alarms, but now I'm like, oh, I'll definitely be up at 4. I'll be up at 7.
Yeah.
I'll be up.
I just know my distracted ass will get like the 10 minutes away from alarm, and then like I will get distracted by something else. So I need like a 2 minutes away alarm.
So what do you do with ADHD? What am I supposed to do?
So talk to a psychologist or psychiatrist. Or psychologist, either one. But psychiatrists can prescribe you medication if that's what they feel you need. Like, and I had an appointment with one that she ran me through several different ones that might work for me. And she also asked me a bunch of questions because I'm personally on Adderall and I like that. But she was asking me like, do you plan to get pregnant in the next year? Do you have depression? Do you have other symptoms? Because some of them don't work well with other medications. Personally, I'm not on any other medication. I don't even like taking Advil or Tylenol or anything.
We take vitamins though, right?
I do take vitamins, but I don't take like pharmaceutical drugs. Like I don't take birth control. I'm not on anything.
Psychoactive or hormonal.
Yeah, nothing that's gonna mess with any of my system. So for me, Adderall seemed like the best fit because my blood pressure was low. It's actually below average. And if you have like an above average blood pressure, it's not going to work for you.
It's like speed.
Yeah, I guess they say that. But here's the thing. If someone that doesn't need it, someone without ADD takes it, they're like up cleaning all the time. You hear all those stories like people like, I've literally taken 2-hour-long naps after taking Adderall because for me, my brain's crazy hyperactive. It's thinking 1,000 thoughts at the same time. They're all meshing together. They're all like crashing into each other. They're in like a big cloud. Yeah. And Adderall like calms them all down, puts them in a line. And it's like someone described it as glasses for your brain. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like everything is blurry. I can't focus on anything. I can't get anything done. And I don't know which one to start at because they're all on the same priority and they're all asking for my attention at the same time. And then Adderall like puts it in a line. And then I just do one thing at a time. And I'm like, that is crazy that people just can do one thing at a time. Yeah. And for me, it's the smallest dosage. It is 5 milligrams. It is the perfect amount. It lasts for about 4 hours. And then I just do it to get through. If I have a long to-do list, then I get through my to-do list and I'm like, okay, I don't need it anymore. I don't mind having a million thoughts because it does help me creatively as a creative person. You don't having a lot of ideas is great, but executing those ideas is really hard if you can't like focus.
That's what I've always said. I'm great at ideas, but not executing.
Yeah.
Gina, what the fuck? I'm your psychiatrist. But yeah, they'll be able to really officially
they need to know everything
you
about
definitely need to talk to them because there's like a lot of history that you might have that I didn't have. For me, she was bringing up several other prescriptions that are more like long-term, but you have to take them every day. I like Adderall because I only take them when I need to focus and my brain isn't focusing and like can't focus. I used to have a lot of anxiety attacks because I was overwhelmed by my to-do list and I couldn't get things done. And I also felt broken as a human being that I wasn't able to like get them done. And I would cry and I would feel so worthless because like, I don't know, it's always been very drilled into me that productivity and efficiency is like something to strive for and is number one. And that's like how you were successful is by getting everything done. And the fact that I just couldn't fucking put it in line or get it done by a deadline, like made me feel really sad and broken about myself. And then I realized that I have ADD, and like it really solved a lot of things. And getting on medication helped so much because it's still me. I'm just able to focus on one thing at a time and not getting distracted by a billion other things.
Yeah.
And then when I don't need it, like if it's a weekend and I don't have to do anything really, like maybe I want to do gardening or something, but I don't have to, I don't take it because I don't need it.
So
it's really just to get shit done.
That's the problem too. It's like I get so overwhelmed because I did one thing and then another, but I never finish anything, that I get overwhelmed. I just get sad and lay down.
Yeah.
You like beat yourself
Just
up.
lay down.
Dude, that's what I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like my therapist, she had recommended for me to seek a psychiatrist because I told her that I always like by me describing how I view life, she's like, you should probably seek a psychiatrist. Because I said, I feel like I'm always walking through tar. Like I can't move.
That
and
sounds
then,
like a chemical imbalance there.
yeah, and then I told her, I'm like, but sometimes, she's like, do you ever feel like you're not walking in tar? I'm like, sometimes it feels like I'm walking in water.
Yeah.
Like it's like still like not out of something. And so she said like, I should probably seek it, but I haven't because I kind of have like, I don't know, anxiety about it because when I was little, when I was 11, my mom had taken me to a psychiatrist and she did medicate me. And all these years, I always thought it was 1 month on medication because I thought that like that's what I registered, that I was on medication for just 1 month. And then just last week, I just found out that I was actually on 2 medications for a whole year.
Sounds like you blacked out the rest of the year.
I didn't know this. I was on Paxil for depression and Ritalin for ADHD as an 11-year-old.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And then she told me that like the reason why she got me off of it, I forgot to tell you this case, but the reason why she took me off of it is because, and this part I did know, is because I ended up turning into like a zombie. I was not the same person anymore. I was just like fucking like drugged out like crazy. And the other reason, which I didn't know, was the fact that I became angry. I was having anger issues and I was like rageful. And she said that that was a common symptom with Ritalin. And so she took me off of that, or Paxil. She didn't know which one it was. So,
or the mixture.
Yeah. So then I was like, is that why I have anger issues now? Like I feel like I can't control my emotions a lot of the times. And I feel like I'm just like, I sometimes see red when I'm mad. I don't do anything really, but like I don't know, like the energy, right?
That could
like
come
I feel
from
it.
a lot more than just the medication though too. That's just like a symptom of like how you learn how to handle things, is like whatever it is you didn't learn how to, so it just gets so angry.
Yeah. For sure. But then I definitely did feel a shift in like how I am as a person. Yeah. Because I remember before being on medication, the way I was, like I was a lot more fidgety, a lot more like talkative. I was way more talkative than if you think I'm talkative now, like, oh my God, no, I could not stop talking before. And then after being on the medication, like I was able to actually like sit still. Like I'm able to now sit still and like not have to talk that much. I can be quiet, and it definitely completely like changed
your
me.
personality.
It changed me to my core. Yeah.
Well, your brain was still developing it.
So then that's why now, like when I'm being referred to a psychiatrist, I'm like, I don't know.
But you have a fully formed brain now. Yeah. So it's different than like, dude, 11 to like your preteen and teenage years, you're like developing in so many ways. Your brain's developing, and then also your hormones are like going different ways, and like everything is.
It was before I got my period too.
Yeah. It's like that area of time is like so.
Yeah. And it takes a long time to figure out which medication would actually work for you. So you could spend like 3 years figuring out and like going through different side effects and symptoms from those wrong medications.
Yeah. And then
like
if you turn into a zombie again.
If you turn into a zombie, that's the wrong medication, right? Or the wrong dosage or something. Then you'll have to switch to another medication, and then you have to wait 3 to 6 months to see if that one works out. You could feel like shit that whole time. Then you're gonna switch again, and you're gonna keep trying. Yeah, because they're all just like, guessing.
I don't want to see a psychiatrist.
It's a long.
I'm like, I'll just keep walking through tar.
You have to be at the end of your rope. Like I can't. There's nothing else I can do in life. But if you're like, I'm at home and taking care of my son. Things are generally fine. Like maybe it's not worth all of that.
Yeah.
That long process that it would take to maybe feel 25% happier.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, for me, I felt I needed something because I was going insane and having panic attacks and I maybe have like 2 panic attacks a year now. I was having them like twice a week before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's too many. Definitely too many.
That's a lot.
I just felt like there was so much on my plate. I couldn't get it done. I felt like shit. Like, and then I would go into a depression spiral because I couldn't get anything done, and then that would make me not get more things done. And another thing that I didn't know was ADD related. Gina, I don't know if you go through this, but it's poor executive function where like I have to.
Yeah, she definitely has poor executive function.
I have to get up and do something right now. I have to get up and I have to go meet someone in 15 minutes, and I know I need to get up and do a couple things first, and I can't get my body to go. Like it just won't. I'm like, come on, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And it just won't fucking go. You have that? Shocker.
Fuck.
Shocker.
That's every day. Like every day.
Yeah, it's poor executive function.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then the other part that I also like, I kept learning more and more. I'm like, whoa, this fills in so many gaps that made me feel so broken for so long that like I didn't know was all related to one thing of like my brain working differently. So the other thing is like, do you ever get these feelings where like you feel like you need something, but you don't know what? You're just like, I don't know what I need. Like I need, but I need something. It's like we have lower serotonin or some, and not dope. It's either dopamine or serotonin, one of those things, but it's like a shortage of that thing that is like satisfying or fulfilled. And so you just feel like you need to fill it with something, but you don't know what. So you like, maybe take a cigarette or you maybe take like a snack. Like I filled it with food for a while, but it's not, the food doesn't do anything. I just still need something, but I don't know what. That's that too.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I forget what it's called. It has like a label too. I can't remember what it's called though.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that convinced me. I'm gonna go find a psychiatrist.
Well, I'm glad we made some discoveries.
Yeah. Oh my god, imagine if I start getting on the right medication, I become fucking president of America. I'm unstoppable.
I honestly feel like you could do so much more. Like you're just so capable. But I feel like something like it's probably just that executive function thing where it's like how smart you are and how creative you are and how like everything you
just
are.
Letting it get into a line and like filling. For me, Adderall helped immensely, like totally changed my life. But it's not like I'm not like go get Adderall. Like I don't know. Like I take the smallest amount. It could be something
else that would
it could
help.
Be
like a different type of medication.
Help me like get it was like the missing thing that like helped me get all my stuff done. Like where I was able to actually focus and do it. And do things and like not have that executive function thing. But for some people, like my psychiatrist recommended a couple different ones, and she was like, depending on what fits your lifestyle more and like compared to like the history that you've had. One of them was like also an antidepressant because I had mentioned depression and stuff too, and she was asking me questions about that. But I was like, well, I don't really feel like, I feel like the depression is caused by all this anxiety and then feeling like I disappointed myself and like feeling like I'm a piece of shit. So
it comes from a source.
There's like a domino effect.
It's not just there.
Yeah, and I used to think it was just there, but after when I was able to get things done, it doesn't spiral into depression like it used to. I do get waves, like some days I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel good today, but it's very rare.
Also,
it's usually
because
like
we're women. I don't know. We just get those emotions anyway.
Well, I also realized this year that I might have PMDD, which is like just an extreme form of PMS.
Yeah.
Because like the 3 days before my period, I feel like I want to die. Like I'm like, there's no point to the world. Like none of this matters. I need to die. Like I just want to not exist anymore.
That's pretty rough.
It's really extreme. And I'm very like frustrated by every little thing. Like every sound, every like the brightness of the room, like everything is so extreme to me. Like I can hear my cat cleaning itself like across the room and I'm like, I can't handle that noise right now.
You're like, shut the door.
I can't handle it. Yeah. Everything is like so like my blood is boiling. Like it's so irritating that like my blood starts boiling. And I was telling my therapist that and she was like, I think like you should track when this happens because if it's around your period, you should talk to your OBGYN about whether or not you have PMDD, and like they can like maybe prescribe you stuff. But I haven't gone that far yet because it really is only those 3 days. But yeah, it's pretty extreme.
Well,
and just understanding yourself better really helps. Because like now when I get that way, I'm like, what time of the month is it?
So you know, it's like no reason whatsoever.
Set an alarm.
Interesting.
Remind yourself.
Yeah. Well, my cycle's also really short. It's like 21 days, so it's not even like on the calendar.
Alexa, set an alarm for every 21 days.
Right?
Yeah.
Remind me to not be a bitch.
Tell me to text her every 21 days. Hey, your period's coming. I'm your friend.
I'm your friend.
I'm your friend.
Or well, let us know in the comments what you think. Like, are you a high maintenance friend? Are you a low maintenance friend?
Do you have ADHD?
Does that affect your
apparently I
ability to be a
fucking
friend?
do.
Yeah.
Shit.
I can't wait for you to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
Well, I had to book your flight here. Maybe I should book your appointment to your side.
Just do it for her until she gets on her feet.
Seriously, right?
Her OCD helps her ADHD.
Yeah. We fit each other so well.
together.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Casey was like, I think Gina needs an assistant. I'm like, even if she had an assistant, she wouldn't tell the assistant the things that she needs to do.
Gina needs someone to do the stuff without her asking.
It's true. It's really true.
That's what you could spend your money on that you've been hoarding all these years.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, support Luca's college fund.
There you go.
I'll be your
She doesn't even remember to pay herself.
No.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hey, take your paycheck this month. And then 2 months go by. I'm like, hey, take 2 paychecks this month.
All right. Thank you guys. We love you. Wait, is it over?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, right? Okay.
It's all over.
Make sure to check out
the
our
friendship is
sponsor.
over.
You heard it here first.
Casey,
guys.
title it the friendship is over.
Yeah.
All right,
Sponsors.
bye, guys. We love you.
That
Click
keeps
on
us
the sponsor
alive.
below.
Sponsor.